is meant to have the money and who is meant to do the spending? This is exactly the question some people ask, and of course, this becomes a problem when this is not on a balance. Money has literally ruined a lot of marriages, money issues, and it looks as though some couples are yet to understand this fact about money. Now, many marriages have equally survived the issue of money because they were able to get good counseling. But I'm sharing with you in this video the basic on how to avoid the money issues. And that way is to understand the importance of commitment. Commitment and the vow you took before marriage is not just on other things, it's on everything. So you must understand that marriage is for a lifetime, and it is something that you have to be intentional about investing everything you have in it. Successful marriage is a marriage that both parties are open to share what they have and understand themselves. Be sure to support your spouse financially. Get to understand what their need is so that you can equally meet those needs. So who is meant to have the money and who is meant to do the spending? This is exactly the question some people ask, and of course this becomes a problem when this is not on a balance. Now, in marriage, there is no special person that is meant to have the money while the other person keeps taking and keeps spending. One thing about marriage, just like I said, is for a lifetime, which you already know, is the fact that you can have today and your spouse may have tomorrow. So that is why it's very important that you stay faithful with money, because there are seasons that you may find yourself financially buoyant while your spouse is not. And the other season, it might be your spouse that is there to carry you. And that is the purpose of marriage. Marriage is for sharing, marriage is for balance, marriage is to be strong when I'm weak and be weak when I'm strong, stuff like that. So it's very important that you don't get hold of money to the extent that your spouse need is not met or your family need is not met. This has ruined a lot of marriages, and it brings about a lack of value, like your spouse will begin to believe that you don't value them. Sometimes all you need when it comes to financial commitment is just a detail of how your finances is running, or just transparency, which some people don't have. Most times your spouse suspects and believes that you have money, but you don't really have the money. But they keep believing that you have it, you don't bring it out, or you don't want to give to them. It is very vital that you go transparent. If you're running a business, go transparent. If you have some savings accounts, you can just go transparent. Going transparent doesn't mean that you have given them all access to your money. Depending on how you want to run your relationship or how you have agreed to run your relationship, but money issues must be worked on for a proper understanding. Your spouse should be comfortable with the fact that yes, you are with him or with her when it comes to money issues, because if you don't do that, you could be ruining or destroying a marriage more than you think you are building. And I can assure you that season comes and goes, and today your spouse might be the one standing to carry you, and next it is you carrying your spouse. And there is no point and no room for revenge or trying to pay your spouse back. If you happen to be the person who now had the experience of your spouse being unfaithful with money, in your own time or your own season, you can take that as an advantage to teach him or her the best approach to money management in marriage. If you love your marriage and you don't want to have issues, it is very important that you take it easy in money approach, and don't be quick to call out your spouse just because they are not getting enough money just like you desired. Some persons do that. You just want to go crazy because you feel your spouse has the money and don't want to bring it out. There is no room for that. There is still room for you to understand that they work hard to earn the money. Of course, in marriage, it should be on a balance. You help out financially while your spouse does the same. But of course, in some situation whereby it looks as though much more is coming from your end or their end, you have to still understand that it's just a matter of time. You have to work hard, and work hard to meet up, and let your spouse find you working hard, and don't argue or try to fight your spouse believing that they have what they ought to give you. Remember, they are there to be a blessing to you the same way you are there to be a blessing to them. So high level of transparency, faithfulness, and considering the consequences of unfaithfulness when it comes to money in marriage should be considered. And if you do so, I can assure you that you will build your marriage on a solid rock. Of course, marriage is meant to succeed, prevail, and become better and stronger. And that is the same way your life will become more stronger and better if it does.